The biggest update of the year is almost here, and in mid-November, we will finally be getting the update New Age. But when New Age comes, there are also going to be quite a bit of changes that are also coming, and in this video, we are going to be going over all the most notable changes that will be coming to GMS when New Age happens. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So let's start off with the EXP change, and essentially what this EXP change is going to mean for us is that the amount of EXP required for each level is going to get easier, but the EXP from mobs given currently are going to be reduced once New Age happens. So essentially what this means is this doesn't give you any extra EXP, but what it does is takes that 100% or that top limit and it reduces it down. So think about it as like your 86% is now the new 100%. You don't gain any extra EXP, but the amount of EXP required to level gets reduced, making your 86% equivalent to 100%. So it'll push you into that next level barrier. Leveling will become harder though, even though it does get reduced, because the amount of EXP given from monsters in Reboot is going to be reduced as well, but the EXP from dailies is going to be buffed a ton. So if you are somebody who doesn't really farm that much, or you only really farm like an hour a day, this EXP change isn't going to be a negative effect for you. It's actually going to be a positive thing for you. You're going to gain on average more EXP daily than you currently are right now. If you are somebody who's farming 12 wops a day like you probably should be, this is going to be a pretty big nerf for you. But once you get to higher level maps like Carcion and Arteria, you're not going to feel this EXP nerf as much. The other thing that is going to be changing on top of this is going to be the final damage against mobs and bosses. Essentially, this is going to make it easier to get maximum final damage against bosses without having to be such a high level. So for example, if a boss is level 275 right now, in order to get maximum final damage from that boss, you'd have to be level 285, because in Reboot, every level above the boss, you get plus 2% final damage. But after the New Age change, you will now get the full 20% final damage bonus for only being 5 levels above. If you are at the current level of the boss, you will now get plus 10% final damage. So it makes it a lot easier to actually get the full final damage amount, and you don't need to be as high of level as you once needed to be to get the full amount of final damage. The reduction also is reduced for every level underneath the boss. You will now only start to get final damage reduction after you're about 2 levels underneath the boss, and from there on you'll get 2.5% final damage reduction for every level you are underneath that threshold. Along with the final damage to bosses and mobs, we're going to be getting an inner ability change as well. So for everybody who is currently watching this video right now, please skip the next inner ability event unless you're going for the first legendary line on your inner ability. Epic lines are going to be getting buffed from 45 to 85%, and unique lines are going to get buffed from 10 to 15%. So it's going to be getting much easier to actually roll lines that you want on your inner ability. So don't use these 50% off inner ability. Save that honor for when New Age comes around, because like we've stated in past videos, honor is one of the hardest things to get in Reboot. So don't waste it right now. Wait for after New Age. We will also be getting extreme bosses like Kalos and Calling that will drop us the pitch boss enhancement materials for the eye patch and CFEs. New maps will also be released once New Age happens. We currently don't know the timeline of which these maps will be released. We don't know if we are going to get Shangri-La and Arteria on release of New Age, or if we're going to get Shangri-La, then wait a month, get Arteria, wait another month, and then get Carcion. But we are going to be getting 3 new maps along with New Age. We just don't know the exact timeline of how long it will take for us to get all these maps. With the new maps comes new symbols, so we'll be getting a Shangri-La, Arteria, and Carcion symbols. So 3 more symbols to help get our Sacred Force up higher, which for any new player currently is going to make it extremely easy for everybody to start doing Kalos and Calling. I know a lot of newer players right now that are joined to the game, or maybe that are around level 260 or 270, feel like it's almost impossible to get to Calling or to Kalos. But after New Age, getting these 3 new symbols is going to make doing these bosses extremely more accessible to everybody. So look forward to that. It's going to be great. It's going to make it a lot easier to train in new maps as well. And on top of all these other amazing changes that we're getting in New Age, we are also going to be getting the Oz removal. Finally, this system can go. This is a system in the game that if you haven't done it, God bless you. It's one of the worst systems in the game. I cannot believe that this system was around as long as it was in Reboot. So essentially what this means is that you will only be able to get cosmetics from Oz now, and there will be no opportunity to obtain Oz rings from the tower itself. You will now be able to get rings from all bosses that you are going to be doing from N Lomian and above. N Lomian will give you the opportunity to obtain rings that are going to be level 1 through level 3. H Lomian and above through C10 up until Black Mage will give you boxes that will give you the opportunity to get rings from level 1 to level 4, and BM and Saren above all the way to Kalos and Calling are going to give you ring boxes that will only give level 3 and 4 rings. So a lot of people have mixed feelings about this, and I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't have mixed feelings and why this is one of the best changes to ever come to Reboot. Essentially, before you would only start running Oz once you hit level 275 and all of your gear was full 21 and 22 stars, and this was your next best upgrade. Now, with the removal of the Oz Tower and the implementation of Oz boxes in bosses, you will now start getting rings starting from the level 220 all the way until the end game. So this allows your barrier of entry to be much sooner than where it used to be, and this gives you much more opportunity to actually get rings without wasting any time in the Oz Tower. The problem with the Oz Tower is that when you were in the Oz Tower and you didn't get any ring, your time was essentially wasted. Like farming familiars, even if you don't hit anything, you still get misos, you still get familiars, you still get droplets, you still get resources, and you still get EXP. But with the Oz Tower, when you're in that tower for 50 minutes or capping floors for 4 to 5 hours a day, that time does not equate to any value. You've now lost all that time. With any other system in the game, you're at least getting something for your time. So this is such a good change, and this is going to be such a good change for newer players moving forward, or any players that are looking to get out of the mid game and move into the late and end game. This is great for everybody. We are also going to be getting a system implemented into the game where we will now be able to upgrade our level 4 rings. I want to make a note though that this does not allow you to upgrade a level 2 to a level 3 or a level 3 to level 4. This system only applies to level 4 rings moving to level 5 rings. Essentially, it's going to be an upgrading system where you can use a certain item that is dropped from Kalos and Calling and use it to upgrade the ring. You can take one of the dropped items from Kalos or Calling and use it to upgrade the ring, and it'll be a 10% chance, or you can use 2 for a 20%, 3 for 30, 4 for 40%, or up to 5 of them for 50%. This essentially just extends the duration of each of these rings, and it is going to be an extremely best in slot item for endgame players moving forward. So I know that was a lot of information, you guys. I know we went over a lot in this video, and I'm sure there's a few things that I also missed as well. So if I did miss anything, please let me know in the comment section below. But with that being said, guys, that is going to wrap up this video for today. I'm super excited for New Age, you guys. If you are not excited, I don't know what to tell you. We're going to be getting New Age in about 36 days from the time of this video being uploaded. And I'm also excited to see all of you guys progress as well. But that is going to wrap it up here for today. I hope you guys all did enjoy the video. And until next time, I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.